Every night around 9 p.m., the groups would grab their weapons and begin their rounds of the complex. They have a list of regularly vandalized vacant apartments, or VACOs as they call them, that they check on throughout the night.
What's going on, black man? Good. All right. Patrol coming through. Right there. Patrol coming through. We protecting black people. We ain't doing nothing bad, y'all. Patrol coming through. Tighten up. Tighten up. Patrol coming through. Speed scan. Coming in hot.
Announce yourself. Coming in.
Coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Announce yourself now. Coming in.
Kitchen clear.
Clear. Back over
Close and clear.
Clear.
South cover. 5, 3, out.
So, one of the
101
issues
secure.
is, let me get a light on. One of the issues is people breaking into the apartments, and so what they do is vandalize them and trash them. Also set fires to different apartments, as you will see, if those apartments aren't secure yet. So pretty much, they're causing damage, and we wouldn't even know that they're occupying these spaces had they not, took the doors out, put holes in the walls and things of that nature. But you also see feces on the ground as well, you know what I'm saying? So this is some of the activities, just like that right there. These are some of the activities we're trying to deter in this neighborhood. And another reason why homelessness is a prevalent issue is that, after a lot of the crimes are committed, they'll run into these apartments and they'll, hide their stolen properties or, just hide out from, just hide out and deter from, the laws or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, and we spoke with to Tanel Atkins. We went to the town hall budget meeting. We told him he needs to put some more money into the homeless issue out here.
Patrol coming through. 102.
Announce yourself.
Coming in hot.
Announce yourself.
Hard cover.
Is anybody in the box?
Hard cover.
Announce yourself now.
Hard cover coming in. Coming in the kitchen. Kitchen clear. Bathroom clear. We got a shoe.
Clear.
I said, man, these apartments be nasty. Yeah, we good.
Some new shorts.
Y'all took your beer can.
Oh, that window's broke too.
Windows
You know
broke.
it ain't all the way. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes, sir. Windows cracked. You might stay late tonight. So I can get some more. Catch somebody trying to break it.
Just breaking.
What's the number?
This one, that was compromised.
Okay.
What the fuck is that? Is that a bag of shit, cuz?
Is that bag of shit?
I think that's a bag of shit.
Tissue?
Tissue with shit on it?
Probably so. That's what it is.
Sorry. We got a community cleanup again.
Mark that on the list.
Yes, I got it. Yes, sir.
Hard cover. Breach it.
Announce yourself.
Secure. 208 secure. 208 secure.
208.
208 secure. Because you're in the spotlight. You're doing good with everybody knows. Patrol coming through. Hey, he said he got to be working 6 in the morning. Yeah. You gonna take it? All right. I told you.
We doing extra. We'll take you to work. If you need, mama, too. Ain't nobody else gonna help you with us. We ain't over here here being engaging. We're not at police and we engaging. You know what I'm saying? It's called community engagement. We engage community. We just left the DISD school board meeting, you know, and I spoke, and that's what we do. We go to the town hall meetings, we go to the city council meetings, we throw events. If we got to take them to work, we'll take them to work. We clean up the whole apartments, you know, so we engage in the community, not policing it.
Tell them about the Tanel Atkins at the Budget Town Hall.
At the Budget Town Hall? Oh yeah, we went there to tell him about this store right here that has this homeless problem. Where a lot of the people staying in these vacants and destroying apartments are staying on this property, and they come here at 2 in the morning.
What's the store?
This store right here, Highmart. The store we shut down last week for taxing people on non-taxable items. We just shut them down for doing that. They also have a bad homelessness problem right here. And we told the city councilman, his office is right here. And when we got online, we seen that the city was trying to make a law to where they take people to get jail and give them tickets if they're on people's property, like gas stations, without permission. So instead of them, like we asked them to send money to build facilities for homeless people, they decided they were going to ticket them and fine them. And so it seems like the city, instead of solving problems we give them, they want to make money off of them, you know, and that's kind of the problem we have. And so like you see these people, they coming from these stores late at night, and that's what a lot of what we've been shutting down. That's what's a lot of the criminal activity and things going on is coming from the homelessness in this area, which is not just older people. It's 18-year-old homeless people, 60-year-old homeless people, and they're all on drugs, and it's causing a real great problem in the city of Dallas all over. Because it's not just going on in Highland Hills. You can go over there by Redbird Mall, it's happening. You can go off Forest Lane to Dillion, it's happening. You can go to Pleasant Grove to the apartments, it's happening all over the city. But come on.
Yeah, so we're not going to say homelessness is the root of the issue. But in this community, man, like I was saying, there's nothing motivating or aspiring or productive for people to get into when they leave their house, when they leave their community. They walk outside, go to Bonnie View, Simpson, Stewart. There's literally no place that they can apply for a job, you understand me? So things like that actually, and there's no vocation centers, there's nowhere for people to get skills and things of that nature. So that contributes to the climate, you know what I'm saying? And that contributes to this neighborhood being less motivating to live in. You know, we just cleaned up the whole apartment complex Saturday, and the purpose of that was, you know, once they see us out here patrolling, but also the community gets to see us in a different light, where we actually clean up and we pick up trash off the floor, which is not ours, but the whole point of that is to boost the morale of the people in this community, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, it's really not a motivating community to be a part of, but it can, and through this process, that's what we plan to do.
Okay. Well, like you said, these are for women that are off drug abuse and want to get their families back. So that's why we had a 10-foot gate around this. We call these the Reds. We actually stay in here, but there's nothing but women and children stay here, all races. White women stay here with their kids, black women stay here with their kids, Hispanic women stay here with their kids. So every race is in here, and it's nothing but women and children. And so they are the ones that really wanted us to come in at first. So we came in here for them to protect them, but to do that we had to shut these down. We're not just patrolling apartments, we actually moved in them, which a lot of people don't do. They patrol, but they don't move in and live in the apartments. And that what made the big change to us staying here. So let's go.
Oh, and it's I know Tanel Atkins' office is right outside these. If you jump the gate right here, you'll be at his office.
Right.
Patrol coming through.
You know, they had when I told you about the drive-by, it took the police like 6 hours to come. 6 hours. The police station is right here. It's a brand new police station down the street.
Less than 2 miles.
Less than 2 miles. Guys come through and do a drive-by. The manager calls the police never show up. Well, 5 hours later, and they wonder why they got community engagement specialists over here. Gorilla Mainframe, BEM over here, putting in their work. Community engagement activists putting in their work. Because, you know, I'm not dissing them, but all I'm saying is the facts is facts. Management called, there was a drive-by over here last week. It took police 5-6 hours to get here. You know, you know, that's really ridiculous.
Hey, so look, it's 2 problematic apartments that they brought to our attention. Y'all want to check these 2?
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
We can grab a water to walk with.
that's what we're dealing with right here. And every time they do something, it's costing the owners money, management, and it seems like the city, you know, they want to take the apartments, man. So they're not really concerned.
Nope.
Just take what they want so they can take it. So we can get the fines and stuff like that.
That opens the door.
Yeah, but like I said, people coming from this store right here.
That opens the door.
That live at this store during the daytime. They come over here at 2, 3 in the morning and go in these vehicles and turn them up and try to burn them down. And we don't want, a lot of our residents got kids, and we don't want these homeless people snatching a little girl coming out and bringing her into a vacant apartment and raping her. You know, we dealing with all that type of stuff too. Yeah.
Every single day our lives is on the line. Every single day.
One of them, their name was Glendale. Glendale, he threw a rock and he threw a rock in a window with 2 little girls in there. Their mom, she leaves for work at 7 o'clock in the morning. We actually seen him over there, and you know they let us know that he knows that they stay there. He knows what time their mom leaves for work, and so you know that's just expounding on one of the issues he was talking about.
So this is a coalition effort, Black Empowerment GMF. The coalition is community engagement specialists, activists. Black Empowerment is based out of Fort Worth, so this basically is a Dallas and Fort Worth coalition, and we basically work together. And also, we do this in Fort Worth, and they come to Fort Worth to do the same thing, and Fort Worth come to Dallas. So it's a whole team, a whole coalition effort right here.
Well, I mean, can I say something?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, you know those type of things, domestic situations, type of things happen. I think the biggest issue when you deal with those things, you just don't want it to happen outside public. Like if you don't have everybody has disagreements with their significant other, right? Everybody, you're not gonna agree with everything somebody says, you know. So it's just not to do it outside public where it becomes a disturbance. That's our deterrence part. That's the part we try to deter. And you see the engagement process of how we try to, you know, deal with it a certain kind of way. By talking to them, trying to keep people separated, whatever we have to do to try to deter, that's what we try to do.
And I guess that goes back to trying to make the community a more pleasant place.
Exactly.
So that people can just live a more pleasant life.
Exactly.
So people could just live.
Exactly.
People over here couldn't even live. They're dying so much. You know, people just wanted to breathe and live and be able to walk outside. You know what I'm saying? Not just have a job. Can I walk outside? But I getting robbed and dying?
From a political perspective, we say that weapons are political tools to organize the mass of people. They become like microphones. So when we first started doing these like demonstrations with weapons back in 2014, it brought us a lot of it brought us a platform, so to speak. You know, so in that sense, that's what we say is the symbolism of a weapon, because the idea of a black man with a weapon seems to be, you know, taken as a sensational sort of thing, you know. So we try to take the sensation out of it, try to just specifically identify what that means. And so our weapons are political tools because it creates conversations. Because a lot of times we've run across people here that say, I didn't know you could legally carry weapons, things of this nature. Then we have some sort of conversation. That's what it creates. Second thing, of course, is a self-defense mechanism. Now, in terms of what we dealt with here, as far as when we just dealt with the police because of the disturbing situation, we didn't want any confusion about who was who, and so that way we can kind of keep everybody cool. So at least that's my position on that. We'll keep everybody cool, no confusion, because we're not trying to necessarily have to get into a shootout with the police department. That's not what we're trying to do. That's not what it's not the type of example we're trying to give at this particular time as far as us doing these patrols. Yeah. As far as us walking through the community. That's not what we're trying to do. Well, I should say a year ago, there was like 8 or 9 pages of things that happened, you know, as far as calls for incidents with the police. When we came here, we chopped it down to 1 page. Was it 1 page?
Not even a full page.
Not even a full page. That's the engagement. It's just the engagement process. It's just them knowing. See, here's the thing. If we came here like we was just like police, it would have been, we wouldn't have been lasting here this long. before we came here, there was multiple security groups, the tough guys, whoever you want to call. They all got ran from here. Look, our whole approach is, you want to know why we just dress like this, dress like regular? Because we want to identify with them as close as possible. Because if we identify with them as close as possible, then we can have some sort of relationship. But we walking around with things like we saw in the Army, with Kevlar helmets and tactical vests, and they say security on the back. That's not going to be in the communication. You know what I mean? No, it's not communication. We can't even. We just had an issue that we just checked. Somebody just fired a weapon, and we were able to address that situation, deter it just from escalating forward the best way we could. They're not going to be a normal security group is not going to be able to do that, because they're going to be deemed as a threat. They're just going to escalate, and it's going to continue to escalate. So that's the thing.
Call the police out.
Yeah, and they're going to call the police. But see, when you call the police is going to leave, and they're going to still come back and escalate. Mm-hmm. They still going to come back. It's not like, oh, it's going to stop because of police. You know what I mean? That's the difference, if I can explain it. So let's just say, theoretically, if we were like a regular security group, yeah, they would have called the police and stopped momentarily, and then they would have came back and addressed it again, and it would just kept going again and again and again until they ultimately would have left the property because they felt a certain level of threat. I mean, that's what potentially going on. So what our engagement part is the social platform, which we do try to address with like the food, clothes, and shelter part of the process. Mind you, we've been working in Highland Hills 5 years, so we're not no strangers in Highland Hills. We know the lingo. We've been in the pinks. We've been in the browns. We're just doing this over in the greens. The greens, according to the stats that we got, was the most violent location in Highland Hills, according to the stats. It's according to the police stats. So, and we've been here, and we lasted the long hot summer in Highland Hills, and we deterred criminal activity to the point to where we got it down to 1 page. That's his story.
11 debatable incidents. So out of all the incidences, this one has the most, and that's where we're at right now. Yeah. And you know, this just goes on to describe different activity incidents. And the assistant in the office was like, "Hey, y'all remember when these were 8 pages, front and back? This is not even a page." So they were very excited about that. And what I did, I just kind of put a notation on this paper to explain that to whoever might see this paper in the future. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these front and back. And then when we come in, this is not even a full page. That's why I got to keep this paper, you know what I'm saying? This is...
Yeah, I mean, that's your proof.
Told us to drop our weapons.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
We weren't gonna do
No,
that.
no, I mean, but you gotta understand too. He gets the call about somebody being shot.
Yeah.
He roll up here and he sees people with weapons.
Exactly. So I'd have probably did the same thing he did. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, we all people, bro. Ain't nobody trying to get shot out here.
nah, not tonight. Shit. We're all trying to go home, but yeah, when he said he automatically just came, said put our weapons down, we weren't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we're within our rights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we're doing something illegal.
Y'all ain't doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Correct. But it all comes down to safety, bro.
Right on.
Definitely.
Right on.
On both ends. So I'm correct.
We just had a shooting that took place, and so we just had a shooting that took place. So we're just out here. Shout. Come tell us what's happening, man. Come back in the light.
We had got a phone call about a shooting. A resident called me on my personal number. You know, I immediately went out to go engage the situation. We're not shying or hiding from confrontation, situations like this. But so a call was made, somebody got shot. We pulled up on the scene. Immediately, the responding officer seen us with our rifles and immediately stopped us, told us to put our weapons down and on the ground. We refused. We was not going to put our weapons down, especially when we're in our legal right to open carry in Texas. What they did was the other officer was trying to just make sure if we were okay to go while they do continue their investigation. You see, we're not in the back of the police unit. We're not in an active shootout. We did what we did, and now we're going to go home while these vacant bit boys or on the scene out here. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We
Late
engage
to
in
the
our
party.
yeah, engage in our community.
That's good. That's
We ain't putting no motherfucking weapons down. What's wrong with you?